One day to go until March Madness makes its home at the Moda Center. That's right, Portland is hosting rounds 1 and 2 of the NCAA tournament. And tomorrow, the #1 seed Gonzaga Bulldogs will take on the Georgia State Panthers. Thousands are coming to the Rose City for the big dance, and millions more will watch the games from home, giving Portland the national stage. So, as Fox 12's Marilyn Deutsch reports, this morning volunteers set out to tidy up the Rose City before it takes a turn in the spotlight.
Roughly 200 volunteers showed up today, one day before the city hosts perhaps its biggest event since the pandemic began.
Good morning.
Once a month, the environmental group Solve arranges for an army of volunteers to clean up downtown Portland. They started some months after the pandemic began as the trash in the city piled up, in part from what the mayor calls the humanitarian crisis of the houseless. 18 months later, Solve volunteers are still at it. They've picked up more than 50,000 pounds of trash over the last year and a half. Today's regularly scheduled cleanup came at a good time.
We're shining up the city in advance of all the visitors coming into town to watch the games.
So far, things are looking okay. Where is the garbage?
Among the volunteers today, folks who work at Greenbridge Properties. Since they manage properties downtown, they do have a vested interest in a clean and safe downtown. And in fact, as a group, they go out every other week picking up other people's tossed trash. And that's the spirit of Portland that's not been lost over the last 2 years.
It's a great opportunity to be a part of the solution. We are here downtown every day, and we just want to make a contribution to the community.
It's important. We gotta get the city cleaned up. It's not, I remember back in the day when it was really clean all the time down here, and it's time to get back to those times because this has been going on for too long.
With the mask mandate now lifted and COVID cases on the decline, the city is opening up more. Hosting March Madness is one way to celebrate. It's also going to be a boost for the economy. Travel Portland expects the games to bring about $4 million to the city, especially to hotels and restaurants, which have taken big hits through the pandemic. Today's cleanup is concentrating on certain areas.
We're working with our volunteers today to get those areas cleaned up on the west side, mostly pedestrian paths that people would be taking as they walk to the Moda Center.
It's hoped this March spring cleaning will bring some of the old luster back to our downtrodden city, bringing it back to its former glory. Solve volunteers trying to show that downtown Portland is still the place to be. In downtown Portland, Marilyn Deutsch, Fox 12 Oregon.